a bright summer day in 1947. My father is trying to decide which of his 8 children he will take with him to the county fair. I am 2.5 years old. I want to go everywhere my daddy goes. The fact that there is room in the car for only 3 of us doesn't faze me at all. Whirling happily in my starchy frock, I stand, hands on hips, before my father. "Take me, Daddy," I say with assurance. "I'm the prettiest." Later, it does not surprise me to find myself in the car, sharing the back seat with the other lucky ones. It was great fun being cute. But then one day, it ended. Laura Kaczynski once wrote, "Your life can change in an instant, and that instant can last forever." In this autobiography, the author's life is affected by a childhood accident that leaves her emotionally and physically scarred. This story describes her discovery of beauty, When the Other Dancer is the South, by Alice Walker. I am 8 years old and a tomboy. My playmates are my brothers, 2 and 4 years older than I am. My parents decide to buy my brothers guns. These are not real guns. They shoot BBs. Copper pellets my brothers swear will kill birds. Because I'm a girl, I do not get a gun. Instantly, I am relegated to the position of Indian. They shoot and shoot at everything with their new guns. I try to keep up with my bows and arrows. One day, while I am standing on top of our garage, I feel an incredible blow in my right eye. I look down just in time to see my brother lower his gun. Both brothers rush to my side. "If you tell, we will get a whipping. You don't want that, do you? Here's a piece of wire. Say you stepped on one end of it and the other flew up and hit you. The pain is beginning to start." Yes, that's what I'll say would happen. If I do not say this is what happened, I am sure my brothers will find a way to make me wish I had. But now, I will say anything that gets me to my mother. Confronted by our parents, we stick to the lie agreed upon. They place me on a bench on the porch, and I close my left eye while they examine the right. There is a tree growing from underneath the porch that climbs past the railing to the roof. It is the last thing my right eye ever sees. I watch as its trunk, its branches, and then its leaves are blotted out by the rising blood. Eventually, I do not know how, my parents learn what has happened. A week after the accident, they take me to see a doctor. "Why did you wait so long to come?" he asks, looking into my right eye and shaking his head. Eyes are sympathetic. If one eye is blind, the other will likely to become blind too. This comment of the doctor's terrifies me. But it is really how I look that bothers me the most. Where the BB pellet struck, there is this glob of whitish scar tissue, a hideous cataract on my eye. Now when I stare at people, they will stare back. Not at the cute little girl, but at her scar. For 6 years, I do not stare at anyone, because I do not raise my head. I am 12. When relatives come to visit, I hide in my room. At night, I abuse my eye. I rant and rave at it in front of a mirror. I plead with it to clear before morning. I tell it I hate it and despise it. I do not pray for sight. I pray for beauty. I am 14 and babysitting for my brother Bill, who lives in Boston. Understanding my feelings of shame and ugliness, he and his wife take me to a local hospital where the glob was removed by a doctor. There is still a small bluish crater where the scar tissue was. the ugly white stuff is gone. Almost immediately, I become a different person from the girl who does not raise her head. Now that I've raised my head, I win the boyfriend of my dreams. Now that I've raised my head, I have plenty of friends. And now that I've raised my head, I leave high school as valedictorian, most popular student, and queen, hardly believing my luck. I am 27, and my baby daughter is almost 3. Since her birth, I have worried about her discovery that her mother's eyes are different from other people's. Will she be embarrassed, I think? What will she say? Every day she watches a television program called Big Blue Marble. It begins with a picture of the earth as it appears from the moon. It is bluish, a little battered looking, but full of light, with whitish clouds swirling around it. One day, when I'm putting Rebecca down for her nap, she suddenly focuses on my eye. Something inside of me cringes, gets ready to try to protect myself. All children are cruel about physical differences. I know from experience. I assume Rebecca will be the same. But no. She studies my face intently as we stand, her inside the crib and me outside. She even holds my face maternally between her dimpled little hands. She says, "Mommy, there's a world in your eye." And then gently, but with the greatest interest, "Mommy, where did you get the world in your eye?" For the most part, the pain left then. Crying and laughing, I ran to the bathroom while Rebecca mumbled and sang herself to sleep. Yes, indeed, I realized, looking into the mirror, there was a world in my eye. And I saw that it was possible to love it. That in fact, for all it had taught me of shame and anger and inner vision, I did love it. That night I dream I am dancing to Stevie Wonder's song Always. And as I dance, whirling and joyous, happier than I've ever been in my entire life, another bright-faced dancer joins me. We dance and kiss each other and hold each other through the night. The other dancer has obviously made it through all right, as I have done. She is beautiful, whole, and free. And she is also me.